Okay, so for our class today, we are going to talk about what is fractional indexes. Now, before we dive into fractional indexes, let's just try to understand what indexes are. So basically, if I have a simple equation, like let's just say 2 to the power of 3, we understand this as 2 multiply 2 by multiply 2, right? So, but what if this power over here, it's no longer a whole number, all right? It's a fraction now. So let's say I have 2, or no, let's choose a different number. 2 is fine for now, it's okay. If I have 2 to the power of half, so what does that mean? Okay, so to establish an understanding on what is this, we can try to use the rule that we know about indexes, all right? We can try to use one of the rules here to help us to understand what is this. So for this case, I'm going to use this one over here, okay? So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened if I were to take this number and multiply by itself, okay? So let's just say I have this, I multiply by itself. Now, based on what we understand about indexes rule over here, if I have the same base, I multiply the same base, I can add the power, okay? So in this case, it's going to be base of 2, and for my power, it's going to be 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. And that will give me 2 to the power of 2 over 2, which we can simplify that into 2 to the power of 1. Which of course, we already understand what the 2 power of 1 means. Okay, that's going to be this rule. Any number power of 1 will give you back the original number 2. Okay, so just take a look over here at this equation over here. All right, so I have a number, I multiply by itself, all right, okay, and I get back 2. So what multiply by itself? Okay, you get back 2. So in this case, it's going to be a square root of 2. All right, you can check this with your calculator. If you have a square root of 2, you multiply with the square root of 2, that will give you 2 over here. Okay, now let's look at a different example over here. Let's just say I have another number. Let's just I will just choose this 2 again. Now let's just say I have 2 to the power of 1 over 3 now. Okay, now again we want to establish what is this over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by itself 3 times this time. Okay, so this is what I'm going to write. Okay, based on the law of indexes, we have already understand what we can do over here. We can add the power, all right? So I have the same base, and what can I do with the power? I can add them. And that will give me 2 to the power of 3 over 3, which is the same as 2 to the power of 1, which I can simplify that into 2. Okay, so again, if we take a look at this equation here, this number over here, I am multiplying by itself 3 times over here. All right, by multiplying by itself 3 times, I will get back 2. All right, so what number, when I multiply by itself 3 times, I get back 2? So in this case, you can also show this in your own calculator. That's gonna be a cube root of 2, all right? I'm just going to write down all my cube root first. So you can check this with your calculator. If you have cube root of 2, you multiply by itself 3 times, you should get back 2 over here, okay? And the last example I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the same thing, and hopefully you're able to see the pattern over here. Again, I'm going to just use the number 2 over here, all right? Okay, and I'm going to raise this to the power of 1 over 4 here, okay? 1 over 4 here. So again, I am multiplying by itself 4 times over here. And by right, hopefully you are able to see the pattern over here. I should get 2 to the power of 4 over 4, which is the same as 2 to the power of 1, which will give me 2. So in this word, this number I multiply by itself 4 times, I will get 2 again. So what can this number be? All right. In this case, all right, that will be the 4th root. All right, it will be the 4th root. The 4th root of 2. So again, you can check this with your calculator to show, is this statement true? All right. So with this pattern over here, what can we conclude over here? All right. What can we conclude? So what have I done over here? I'm telling you that if this number over here can be also written in this form, okay? This number over here can be written into this form, and this number over here can be written as this form, okay? So when you look at the fractional indexes, this is the key things you need to see. You have to look at the denominator of the fraction, all right? The denominator of the fraction will tell you what is the root, okay? Like, you see, over 2, which means square root. The word square, you know, it means by 2. 1 over 3, cube root. 1 over 4, the 4th root. And it will be the true for any other numbers. It can be the 5th root, 6th root, and so on and so forth. So based on this pattern over here, we can summarize and we can write down a new rule over here. So I'm going to include a new rule over here. So what's that rule? So if I have A, all right, and I raise it to the power of 1 over n, where n can be any number, okay? So I can rewrite this into the n root of A over here, okay? So that's my new rule over here, okay? So again, quick summary. When you look at a number raised to the power of fraction, look at the denominator. The denominator will tell you what is that root, okay? Over 4, the 4th root, over 3, the cube root, and over 2, square root, okay?